What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Creative. Say it with me. We're back at it again to create something great. And now I really do appreciate you all joining us tonight or today, whenever you're watching this, so we can finish up our SPY momentum scalping strategy that we started earlier today, and now we're going to be finishing it up. What I'm doing right now is just checking my levels because you know how devious that can be. So making sure my levels are Gucci. Once I get the all clear, all right, my levels are Gucci. Let me make sure you all can see. Is this blurry for you? If it is blurry, please let me know. Because one thing I want to make sure is that we're putting out great content, right? So what I want to do, again, just bear with me. I'm just going to do a spot check real quick just to make sure that you all can see this and there isn't an issue. So give me a second. All right, we're almost there. Go to channel. I just want to make sure we're Gucci. I'm just doing a spot check. All right, if anybody's having any problems being able to see this, just drop me a comment and let me know. But nonetheless, we are going to be working on finishing up our spy bot that we started earlier today. Now, just to refresh on what we're doing, right? We're building a zero DTE scalping strategy that's going to be trading SPY. And remember, SPY is the S&P 500. It's the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange. And here's an example of a few of their top holdings, right? So we have Microsoft, we have Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Broadcom, Facebook, Alphabet. So one of these is Google, and one is, matter of fact, I keep saying one of these Google, one is YouTube. Let's figure out which is which. Hold on. Which Alphabet is Google and which is YouTube? Don't make me answer. Okay, Alphabet CA is a holding company that owns both YouTube, Google, and YouTube. Google is the largest subsidiary and owns YouTube. All right. So A is Google, and then C is YouTube. Okay. Then we have Tesla. So that's why you'll see it like this. I don't know why they put Alphabet, but that's what they did. But nonetheless, Alphabet A, that's Google, and Alphabet C, that's YouTube. Then we have Berkshire Hathaway. So these are just some of the top 10 holdings within SPY. Remember, SPY is an ETF, and an ETF is just another way of saying an exchange traded fund. So whenever you think of an ETF, I want you to think of a quilt, right? So you know how a quilt has different patches. So each patch within this ETF represents a different company, and this particular ETF has 5 different type of patches, right? So 500, I'm saying 5. I see 500 and I've said 5. Excuse me. 500 different type of companies within this ETF. So the reason I like SPY, right, the S&P 500 or SPY, because number one of the liquidity, and what liquidity is telling us. Let's go back to our notes. So wait, before I even go to liquidity, let's talk about what is an option contract, right? Let me zoom this out so you can actually see it. And again, if you all do have any questions, comments, or concerns while we're doing this, please let me know. But nonetheless, let's keep going. So, what is an option contract? An option contract is a coupon that allows us to buy or sell a stock for a fixed price, right? Before a certain date. Now, the fixed price, remember, is our strike price, and the certain date is an expiration date, right? Without having to own it first. Remember, there are 100 shares within one option contract, and there's 2 type of option. Why does that keep them? I'm so sorry. Let's okay. There's our maximum. There we go. That should be a lot better. And remember, there are two type of option contracts that we're going to be buying here. I'm going a little bit quicker. If you go watch our previous video, I really go in depth. We created this within the first part of this video. Or part two, I want to be able to go through our office hours a little bit quicker. Remember, that's first 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes even 30, sometimes an hour. I want to be able to talk about the strategy, give a little overview about the underlying asset, or talk a little bit more about option contracts, because everybody wants to invest in options, right? Everybody wants to be able to try out being able to say, okay, you know what, I want to try options. But what we're doing here is we're creating an option trading strategy that allows us to start with $100, right? So we're dispelling the notion that you have to start with thousands of dollars to be able to trade options. No, what we're doing is we're starting with $100, right? Oh, let's back this thing up. Here at Creative Coder, yes, we create different type of algo codes, AI agents. We worked on machine learning here before, so there's a series of things that we do here, but this is not financial advice. If you do need financial advice, please seek a financial advisor, a CFP, or those that is licensed to be able to give such advice. I'm going to make a disclaimer that makes that a lot easier to be able to say rather than me having to say it. So every time I say it, like, oh, let me just play my disclaimer real quick. But nonetheless, let's keep going. Where was I going? Okay, call in puts. Now remember, a call gives us the right to buy a stock at a set price. Remember that set price is a strike price. So I should put that there. Set price slash strike price. And that's why I didn't put it there. I will figure that out. We'll make it a lot better. Boom. That's how we're going to do that. Or strike price. Look at that. We're just adding on to our notes. That's fine. I'm just going to do the same thing here. Or strike price. All right, so the call option gives us the right to buy a stock, right, at a set price, and that set price is the strike price, right? We think that the market might go up, right? So call option equals bullish. That's why you have our bull here, equals we think that the price slash market might go up. So let's have our little to be able to drill it in a little bit more. Now, occasionally, right, usually, right, when a stock price goes up, you'll see call options go up. Now, there are instances where this doesn't happen. That's why I'm saying this usually, right? When a stock price goes up, you're going to see our call option price shoot up, right? So we're going to have our put option. Our put option gives us the right to sell a stock at a set price. That set price is our strike price. Now remember, our strike price is the price that we believe that the underlying option is going to be worth at the end of the, remember, certain date, our expiration date, right? So that's all that set price or strike price is telling us, is that, all right, I want to buy a 250 call, right? And the reason I want to buy a 250 call is because I'm bullish on SPY. Bullish is I think that the market will go up, right? So I'm bullish on SPY. So I want to buy that 250 call. And the bet is that within the same day, because what we're building is 0 DTE strategies. And with those 0 DTE means that they expire the same day, right? So from us being able to have this 0 DTE strategies, we're betting that this option contract that we're going to buy, right, is going to go to 250, right, by the time we're done holding the contract, right? So that is just a little bit more about calls, right? We have our puts, right? So we understand that. And usually, right, when the stock price goes down, we have our put options going up, right? So any questions so far? Any questions? If you do have any questions, please let me know. But nonetheless, let's keep going, right? So we have liquidity, right? Liquidity is being able to buy or sell the underlying option without having to worry about the contract expiring worthless, right? Meaning if we buy the contract but there's nobody to be able to sell it to, that's an illiquid contract. So mainly SPY is one of the most liquid contracts out there, meaning there's already somebody there to be able to buy it. There's always somebody there to be able to sell it. So there's always someone there on the other side of the equation, right? So you don't have to worry about being able to have that contract expire worthless, because nobody will buy it from you, right? Nobody will take it from you once we are able to hit our TP targets, our take profit targets, right? So that's why we want to be able to invest in a asset that is liquid, right? So this is talking a little bit more about our parameters, but instead of going over it here, I want to switch over to cursor. So I use cursor, and then with inside cursor, I use Claude Code. And then sometimes I'll use cursor's AI over here, but that's for like little menial tasks. But you'll see as we're going through this process here. Again, any questions, let me know. All right, let's keep this thing rocking. So what we're doing, again, we're trading SPY, the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange, and we're trading 0 DTE, meaning that they expire the same day, right? And we're trading single leg directional options, meaning both calls and puts, right? So I told you we're starting with $100, and the goal is to be able to trade anywhere between 9:35. We're missing that first 5 minutes of chaos. That's too much going on there, right? Whether from overnight pressure or people are buying, people are selling. So there's a lot going on within that first 5 minutes of chaos. So we skip that and we start trading at 9:35. And then the last time that the bot could be able to make a trade is usually 20 minutes before this, because our cutoff time is 11:44 a.m. EST, right? Eastern Standard, right? So our momentum, remember we broke down this, we created this strategy here live with you all. And the strategy is and I know I said I was going to do it here, but I just want to show you what we did here, right? Again, 9:35 to 11:44. Entry is, we're looking, it's the same thing, but nonetheless, never mind. Let me do what I was going to say. Let me just leave this here so you can have something to look at. And then we're going to break it down here. So entry, right? We're looking at a 3-bar momentum. So what do I mean? We're looking at the 3 past bars, right? And now it's 2. Because remember we dropped it down to 2. It's 2. It's not 3 anymore. The reason I want to say that is because I've optimized this a couple of times. But nonetheless, let's keep going. So we're looking at the past 2 bars, right? And then with the past 2 bars, we're trying to see if there's any breakout. Now remember our support and resistance charts that we created, right? Our support is the floor and the resistance is the roof. So let's call this asset right here SPY. So what we're looking for is within the past 2 bars, right? Now remember, each one of these bars represents a minute, right? So within the past 2 minutes, that's what this is saying, is that we're looking for a breakout. So in essence, what we're looking for is from SPY to start here, and then we see some momentum that SPY is most likely will end up here, right? So if we see momentum that SPY is going to end up there, what we want to do is be able to catch this momentum. So catch this momentum, ride it for 12 minutes, because that's our max hold time. Remember, our max hold time, 12 minutes. So we're only holding each contract for 12 minutes, right? And then we're trying to see if we can catch anywhere between 50%. It's 35% because we figured out we can get 35%. So 50%, 35%, and 15% within the first 12 minutes. We're not greedy because we're scalping here. Scalping denotes is that we want quick wins, right? We're not over trading. It's only 1 trade a day. And we're looking for bullish moves, meaning that we think the market is going to go down, or bearish moves, right? So not all has to be, we're not directional bias, meaning that it's not all bullish moves. We have bearish moves here too that we can buy from our puts. So there's a lot going on here that we can do that I'm very interested in and very excited to be able to do here with you all. Now, earlier we did run our back test, right? So I think that's enough on the strategy. You have enough to be, okay. We talked about the entry. We talked about the momentum, how to get in. So let me shut up and let me run our back test real quick so you can see a current version of the back test and what the results are. I'm going to open up Claude Code because remember we use Claude Code, but I don't like this version. So what I'm going to do is get the 4.5. So Jan, give a second. Let me grab the 4.5. And it's just a command line. There's nothing super basic about that. It brings in 4.5. I just wanted to note that that's the model that we're using. And I like 4.5 because that's its newest one. And that's the one that can handle what we want to be able to do, right? So I just want to bring that in so we can have it. And then let's get our back test. I want to run our back test. Bel baby bt.py. I'm going to run our back test. This is on 2024. And remember what a back test is, right? So a back test is like being able to put your strategy in a time machine, right? So we're taking our strategy and we're dropping it off on 2024. That's the historical data, right? And we want to see how well the strategy performs with that historical data. So the reason we're doing our back test because we want to be able to validate our strategy. We want to be able to make sure that it works, right? So the way we do our back test is that, matter of fact, just so that there's no confusion, let me just delete this because I know it's just going to output the same thing. I just ran that before. Um, so the reason we are back testing, right, because we want to be able to make sure that our strategy works well in the past. If it works well in the past, then there's a high likelihood that it's going to work well in the future. There's no guarantee. And I also want to say that if anybody's guaranteeing you anything with trading, like run and run quick, right? There is no guarantee with trades, right? Just because it looks good in the past doesn't mean it's going to work well in the future. But it does give us a high likelihood that it may, right? So that's why we back test it. And we back test it on multiple periods, right? So we don't just drop it in the time machine and go 2024 and get off the ride, be like, all right, how did you do? No, we want to be able to go to 24. How did you do in 24? And then we also freak this a little bit different is that I split up my back test, right? So I split it up where the first half of the year we're training and then the second half of the year we're validating. So I want to see how well it does within being able to do it that way. And I know we can just run it through. There is no problem with being able to do that, right? And again, all of our strategies start with $100. So if you were to start with $100, you made 74 trades, and then you ended at $436, right? And you had a win rate of 77%. And then your best trade was $82. Worst trade was $36. The worst that the account got down to, that's the max drawdown. Let's call it $72, $73, $71, right? Sharp ratio could be a little bit better, right? This is not bad, but it could be better, right? And I said better because there's just a few things that I want to be able to scalp so we can do better here. So that was on the first half. Now let's check the back half. And again, we're dropping it in 2024. I want to see how well this strategy does. And I want to see if there's anything that we can do to be able to adjust it based on the parameters that we have. And let me just zoom out a bit. Let me just make sure you can see. And again, any questions, we're here to answer it. All right, perfect. Give us a second while that's running. All right, we are running it on the second half, and let's see the results. Again, all of our strategies start with $100, right? Starting capital, what does that tell you? $100, right? Because we want to be able to dispel the notion you don't need thousands of dollars to be able to trade options if you do it smart, if you do it well enough, right? So this part, we had 92 trades, and within those 92 trades, we were able to take that $100 and turn it into $727.88, right? We had a win, a win rate of 80%. The best trade was $56. Worst trade was $41, right? Sharp ratio is a little bit better here, right? The worst that the account got down to, that's what this max drawdown was telling you, is let's call it $74, $73, $74.70 if you want to be exact. A profit factor, I should have checked that too. Profit factor of 2.3. So what is that telling you? For every dollar you're putting in, you're almost getting $3 back. That's kind of good. The average trade made $6.82. The average hold time was 3 minutes, and the average ROI was about 118. So that's not bad. So my quorum here that I want to be able to do with you all today is I want to tune the strategy a little bit more, right? Because I feel like we can get a little bit more out of it. I mean, yeah, if you look at the results now, I mean, who wouldn't want to take a strategy that's you do 92 trades, you start with $100 and you get $700 out of it, right? Or from the training, you start with 100 and then you get $400 out of it. So if you were to annualize it, you start with 100 and what you're getting 1,300, 1,200, right, out of it. So that's not bad, right? Win rates are above 75%, right? One was 70, the other one was 77. This one is 80. Sharp ratio is above 0.5. I mean, ideally, you want a Sharp ratio that's 7.5 and higher. And what Sharp ratio is telling you is that how risky is this underlying investment as compared to something that's risk averse, right? Because this is hella risky. Max drawdown is less than a quarter, so I'm okay with that because psychologically, right? Even though we're taking the emotions out of trading with being able to automate our trading with what we're doing here, but we still want to be able to psychologically like take it, right? So if we were to see our account go down to $73, then it rallies to 700. How would you feel? But nonetheless, there are a couple of things that I think that could be a little bit better. So again, I'm going to bring in Claude Code, and what I'm going to do with all of our sessions, you'll see a pattern here, right? Is I treat it like we're in a deposition, right? So if you ever watch any law show, if you ever been in a deposition, right? Every deposition happens where the attorney, right, whomever, if it's the defendant or the plaintiff, right, whomever, right, every attorney, right, majority of the time, right, when they ask you a question, you ever had that teacher? I know I'm going everywhere, but you ever had that teacher that you go from ask to ax, right? Don't ask me, ask me, like ask me, bro. Don't ask me. You ever had that? All right, so I'm just gonna be the only one. All right, but nonetheless, what was I going with this? Oh, ask, right? So what we want to be able to, I forgot my train of thought. That's okay. Oh, deposition. So they're going to ask you a question, right? They're not going to ask you a question that they don't already know the answers to. So that's how I'm going to read our sessions with when working with AI, right? So you want to be able to ask the questions that you know the answers to, so you can be able to build reference, so you can be able to build context. Now there's going to be certain things that we don't know the answers to, right? So that's why I like to pair this with different AIs, not all the same. So we're using ChatGPT sometimes when we need to flesh out a couple things, and mainly when we're coding, we're going to be coding with Claude Code, right? So any questions, let me know. I'm going to go slow. We're going to explain everything. But if you want to go check out part 1 of the video, you'll see that like up here somewhere, you should see a little, oh, check out part 1. Go ahead and check that out. But nonetheless, let's keep going with this work. So again, what I'm going to be doing, let's build the context. See, if I had space in, because normally what I like to do is just go back to my previous, but we got no space, Jit. We got 1%. 1% means it's about to compact. So since that's not a thing, what I need to do is be like, all right, let me close this out, close it, open another one. That is still weird for TNT to be on. I mean TNT for Inside the NBA to be on ESPN. Bruh, still looks weird. I mean, I respect it. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm gonna follow these boys, but it's just super weird, fam. Super weird. Um, Review the following log and backtest and then explain to us like we are 12 with out of the box analogies and ensure to that's it, out of the box analogies. We don't got to make this deep. Okay, boom, boom. Y'all want to give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and everything's Gucci. All right, I appreciate the feedback. Let's keep it going. Jalen Brown really got the fro, huh? That's crazy. Um all right, here we go. Imagine, okay, you don't need to see that. Let me bring you here. All right, perfect. So, okay, imagine you're playing a game where you start with $100 and you grow it by buying and selling options, basically bets on whether the stock SPY will go up or down within the same day. I mean, really, it is a bet, but it's not like we're gambling because we're doing a lot of things and not pissing our money away. So, yes, if you want to use it in the simplistic terms, yeah, it is a bet, but it's more so investing. I mean, what is investing if not betting? That's another psychological question, a deep philosophical question for another day. Oh, they were going to race? Look at that. They do a little walk. Kenny and Ernie doing their little walkathon at 3 green. That marries it together. Oh, I thought they were going to race. They're not racing. They were just doing. Oh, look at Ernie's shoes. All right, where was I? I was talking about the bet. That the stock, that SPY will go up or down within the same day. What this strategy does, it looks at SPY. Remember the S&P 500, the top 500 companies within the New York Stock Exchange every minute. And when it sees the price change moving fast in one direction, like a runner taking off, it jumps in. It buys option contracts that are super cheap, but far from the current price, like betting on long shots. A set a timer. If I make 50% profit in 5 minutes, I'm out. Or if I lose 20%, I'm cut my losses, right? Maximum hold time is 12 minutes because options lose value fast on the same day that they expire, 0 DTE. The journey, like leveling up in the game. If you go watch our other versions, you would see how we went from version 1 to version 8 that we are right now. It's going to say that we're done, but I'm not. I understand that, homie. Because one back test, we were able to go from like $100 to 1,500, right? But again, I'm not satisfied there. There's a couple of things that we can be able to adjust to make this a little bit better. One thing I want to try, right? So again, I told you it's not 3, it's 2. So we already like tuned that. And tuning is being able to modify the strategy or adjust the strategy such that it works very specific to your needs and your benefits, right? And what you're looking for. We already adjusted momentum threshold, right? The only thing I haven't tried yet is this volume multiplier. So I want to see. No, I don't want to. Never mind. What I can try, what we're going to try next, I'm going to try this delta. I remember there are mainly 5 Greeks within every option there's more than 5 Greeks, but there's a top 5 Greeks that most option traders use, right? All the algo traders use, right? There's delta. Delta is the probability of profit, or delta tells you, should I just explain this? All right, hold on. Remember, we did this a couple of times. It's not the first time in the rodeo. So delta. Delta is what measures how much the option price changed when the stock price moves $1. For an example, if a call option has a delta of 0.30 or $30, why is it $30? Because there's 100 shares in one option contract, right? So if I'm going too fast, please let me know. I'm going to take it that you all have been following me. I'm going to take it that you understand what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. This is part 2 of the video. So part 1 does go into this a little bit more in depth. Part 2, we're picking up from part 1, right? So there's going to be some assumptions here. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to try to rush, right? But I need to get this along so we can finish this bot up, created strategy. So by tomorrow, and I'm going to be here live on YouTube tomorrow in the morning as soon as the market opens. I think for the first hour, I'm just going to let the bots run. I'm not going to say anything. So it may be a bit weird, but you'll see like multiple bots running. And then I'll explain what's going on. You'll have a nice little banner, right? I'll make it look nice. So the bots are going to be running tomorrow live as soon as the market opens. And I want to gauge performance. And then maybe like around 11, 30, 12, we'll review the performance. And then I don't know. I have one more bot that I need to make. I need to make the Bermuda version. Never mind. There's a couple more things I need to do, but we'll get there tomorrow. So nonetheless, all right, let's go back to this work. So delta is how much the option price changes when the stock price moves $1. So what delta is telling us is that, okay, if the delta of this call option is zero point 0.3, that's $30, right? And then the stock goes up $1, that means this option goes up by $30, right? So what do you, okay, do you understand? The reason it's $30, right, is because there's 100 shares in one option contract, right? So each one is moving up $1, right? So, or each one is moving up 30 cents. So then you get your $30. If it's a put, puts are negative, right? Negative delta. So the option lose $30 if it rises one, because puts, you're bearish on it. So you want the market to either stay flat or go down. If it rises, that's mean you SOL, right? Delta also equals the probability of expiring in the money, right? So a 0.10 delta means a 10% chance, 0.5 is a 50% chance, 0.8 is an 80% chance, right? So call is a positive delta, and then puts are negative delta, right? Then we have theta, which is time decay, and this is how much value your option loses each day for just time passing. For an example, a theta of 0.05 means that an option loses 5 cents per day if everything else stays the same. Short-term options have high theta, they melt faster. Key idea, buyers hate theta because they lose value, and sellers love theta because they collect it. Now, does that make sense? Sellers are collecting premium. So if you're collecting premium, you want that time on your side, right? You want to be able to catch high theta. But if you're buying, right, you're on the other side of that, like that theta, you don't like it. So for this strategy, and the reason we have a max hold time of 12 minutes, I want to be in and I want to be out, friend. I want to be in and I want to be out, because theta can be vicious for zero DTE strategies. So think of theta like a slow leak in your option price over time. Vega is volatility, and volatility measures right now, right? So volatility measures right now, and the way we use volatility is using VIX. Remember, VIX is a volatility index, so it allows us to be able to gauge what the market, not market, what the market think is going to happen in the future, right? So volatility is going to be able to say, okay, you know what? I'm looking at VIX, and then usually the VIX ranges between 10 and 15, calm between 16. For me in my house, everybody has a different pedagogy, theory, philosophy when it comes to this, but for me in my house, right, 10 and 15 calm, 16 through 24 were elevated, 25 through 31, 32 were a high. VIX is high, right? And anything past 32, that is risk, right? Extreme risk, extreme volatility. Some people have 40, right? To me, I like to be a little bit more conservative. I'm thinking 32, 33. Extreme volatility, right? So we're expecting a big swing one way or another, right? And normally how it works, VIX and SPY have a inverse relationship, meaning that when SPY, that's VIX. When SPY is up, VIX is down. When VIX is down, SPY is up, right? You seem like we about to have a great open tomorrow. So if I could get this done, this will be fire and fuego. That's what I wanted to jump on tonight. I finish this up with y'all. All right, what do I want to do? I want to change, and the reason I was explaining this is because what? Oh, delta. So delta is how much we're buying the option for. So we're buying options anywhere between $3 and $44, right? What, I think that's already optimal. I think that's just, no, MRE is the momentum reversal exit, and we didn't have that implemented, and I don't want to have it implemented right now. Just another way for us to be able to protect ourselves, but the way we have it right now is optimal. I'm trying to figure out, like, there has to be, because right now the strategy is making like $10, $15. All right. What I want to try, max hold time, being able to increase hold time is not going to be the thing. Let's try more trades isn't the thing. Do I just have to accept this strategy the way it is right now? Is that what I'm telling myself? Do I just have to accept this strategy? You know what? Instead of 80%, let me try 90%. I'm going to try 90%. 90% of the balance whenever it's less than 500. And then I'm going to try 60%. And then I'm going to do 30%. So I'm just going to do the position sizing a little bit more aggressive than what it is right now. The take profit, I'm going to leave it where it's at. Let's see. What else do I want to try? Let's just do that. Let me try the position sizing and let me see what happens. You know what I also want to try is, let's see if we come in 3 minutes earlier and what happens, and then we stay 4 minutes later. So we're starting 3 minutes or 2 minutes earlier, and then we're leaving 4 minutes later. All right, I'm Gucci with this. Yep, I'm Gucci with this. All right, so I told y'all sometimes I like to use this little side panel, AI. Their AI is cool and all, but it's not for like complicated stuff. Y'all gonna see what I'm gonna do for it. That's 2024. This is V5. Hold on. Move these files to that. It's 2024. 2024, not 3. I'm tripping. 2024. Move these files to that folder under V5, TP ranges, and look back. Okay, so that's good. We updated what do we need to do there. So now I'm going to run the back test on. All right, perfect. Thank you for keeping me organized. Perfect. Thank you for keeping me organized. Now let's run our back test. And I'm still doing it on 2024. Oh, you know what I'm supposed to do too? I'm tripping. Because we also keep our versions here. All right, right now this is version 10, and we are doing position sizing. New training high. 2024. All right, perfect. New training high, and then new. All right, so that's going to run our back test. Again, we split it up for 2024 and 2025. What I'm trying to see right now is there any way for us to be able to increase our profits, because our profits is like less than $10. I mean, yes, it is like over time, it does work, right? Because like exponentially compounds on itself. But the highest profit that I've seen right now is like $10, $12. But it is working, right? Check me out. We're starting at $100. We're at 267 right now, 257. It's oscillating between like 250 and like 307. So let's see our new training high. This is just based off of the new position sizing. I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive and to see how that's going to work. So let's go get our new training high. That is 400. So we started at, so that's a little bit less. So being able to be more aggressive is not always a good thing. Y'all see? Because before it was 423.71, now it's 400. So just because you're a little bit more aggressive doesn't always equate to a good thing. I think I'm going to go back and put the position sizing back where it was. What else did I change? It was just position sizing, I think. All right, and then now we're testing on the back half of 2024. And then what I'm going to have the AI do now is just look at all of our back tests. You know what? Should I run it on? I haven't run it on 22 yet. So let me run it on 22. I'm going to go back to our original baseline because this position sizing one, it doesn't look like it's going to work out. But that's fine. This is part of the process, right? There's going to be some things that's going to work well. There's going to be others that is like, oh, Maybe not. Maybe this will. I don't know. We just crossed 500. So the high right now, we're trying to see if we can beat is 472.33. It looks like we're just going to finish just north of it, just south of it. I mean, is that worth it? I don't think so. I think not. I think not. Oh, if we did it the time too. So we're gonna put the time back. I'm gonna put you back and put you back. Then save. All right. Beautiful. So you don't need to see that. No, you don't need to see this because this is my little experiment. All right. I need you. All right. Now we need you to review the backtested results across 23 and 24. Advise how we can increase net profit without overfitting or introducing bias. We noticed that, oh, are we not compounding contracts? That is maybe okay. We noticed that max profit is just under 10. Um, max profit we've seen is just under like approximately $12. Let's find out why. Also, are we purchasing multiple contracts when we can afford it? Or is it just one contract per trade? Let's review and advise your findings, homie. Let me know what you see, homie. Because I think that's what it is. I think we're only using one contract. But shit, if you're using one contract and we're getting these kind of results, mm-hmm. Dum 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 dum. You know what I was supposed to tell it to do? Dum 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 dum. Oh, he said it's a block party, man. I don't know what you screaming. Katie just got blocked by Jared Allen. Now he's on the floor holding his back. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Dun, dun, dun. Pum, 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 pum. All right, let's see what it's screaming. Let's see what we screaming. Boom. Part 2. Oh. Let's check it out. Take me live. All right, I'm just waiting on the output. I'm waiting on the review based off the questions that we asked it. And what I think is that we're only purchasing one contract, or the contract math is somewhat messed up. And there's something I forgot you was there. The math ain't mathing, homie. Or it is, but I just want to be able to double check this. So that's what I'm doing right now. Excuse me. We're waiting for it to propagate, homie. And once we get it, we are Gucci. We are great. All right, here we go. Yes, multiple contract purchasing is working. Your code is buying multiple contracts when the contract allows it. Six multiple contract trades in 2024, 6, 7, and 10. Then scaled up profits from 52 to 62 in winnings, from 5 to 22 in single contract. So the position tiering is working as designed. Why the max profit is $12 with single contracts? The the entry premium is 36, excuse me, on average, and most exit at the TP12, 15% gain. Oh, the formula 16, and then you're buying cheap contracts to limit the risk but cap the upside proportionately. The real problem is the multiple contract risk. When your account hits 500 to 600, we're buying. Bro, I didn't ask you all that. Increase premium to allow. Oh, why buying 60 to 80 premium gives you more room for profit, equals 12 per contract. Adding trailing stop. No, we already talked about why trailing stop or take profit is not here. They're lagging. Conservative. Nope. Option D, dynamic strike for out the money during high VIX. Currently always out the money. Delta is okay, but adjust by VIX. Closer to the money. Allow pricier. What not to change. I understand that. All right, but here's the thing. Don't sacrifice their win rate for higher take profit. I agree. I don't want to add a trailing stop loss. I'm not going to cap the max profit. What do you all think I should do? Should we just accept this as it being optimal? I mean, you have a almost 80% win rate. Um, okay. I don't really don't like these ideas. These are trash. Let's talk about this. Let's use our brain. Let's use the brain. I have a VIX range from 12 to 38. So that's calm and that's max. So I'm cool there. Our strike distance, I don't want to increase that because then I'm getting too much out of the money and too much in the money. So this is good. We're buying from 3 cents, from $3. I mean $3 to $44. So if I go from, instead of buying, because right now we're saying the average is 36, or okay, delta, okay. Hmm. What if we were to drop this, right? Instead of paying $5 to 44, right? What if we were to drop it? What if I were to drop this? Let me try this. So I'm gonna drop it to 0.2. Whoa, I didn't ask you for all that. I didn't ask you for all that. What the hell are you doing? That was new. That was new. Y'all saw that. And then I'm going to, let's say if we increase this to 58. All right, so that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. All right, let's test it. Let me just, so I can have a record. Um, V11, we are testing. What did I just do? What did I just do? Um, premium min from point, what is it, 0.3 to 0.02, and max from 0.44 to 0.58. All right, that's what I'm testing. And I'm straight with tested it on 24. All right, let's save. Let's come here. And then now we're going to run. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what this does. New training high. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what crackulates here, people. Let's see what pops here, people. While I'm waiting for this, did y'all see the heat, bruh? Did y'all see the heat, bruh? 144 points. We're only 4 games in, and two out of those 4 games, 2 of them were over 140 points. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. If you know, you know why. But all right, let's see what's up. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So giving it more room made it better? Is that what? Are you going to say by giving you more money, we made more money, bruh? Is that what you're telling me? I mean, barely, bruh. Barely. You hear me? Barely. Let me look at the win rate real quick. Win rate is 77, so the win rate remained. But like it ain't moving the people. You see me? I mean, you made $14 more, but it ain't moving the people. You see me? I'm not gonna hold you. We found something where like when we hit, we hit. I think if anything, excuse me, I can have better risk management. Maybe if we have better risk management, we keep new validation high. Oh snap! I'm about to cross 1,000. Talk to me nice. Oh snap, crackling. Talk to me nice, man. Get over the grand. Get over it. Y'all see it? It's 1,100. It's 1,200. Okay, maybe we found something. Ladies and gentlemen, we found something. Still 81% win rate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found something. So, updating the premium, huh? See, that's why I like doing it like this, right? That's what I like, being able to. I know there's other ways you can automate the optimizing. That's fine. So this strategy in 1 year we made $1,900 starting at $100. That's not bad. Sharp ratio is 0.65, so that's not horrible. Max drawdown is 29%. So at one point in time, this strategy was at, let's just round it up to $30. The strategy was at $70, and then it rallied to 1,400. What are you doing? Win rate is 81%. Best trade was $244. Worst trade was $1,500. The average trade was $15. The average hold time was 3 minutes. The profit factor was 297, meaning for, let's round that up to 3. So we get it for every dollar that comes out, 3 comes back to us. I love these, homie. I love this, homie. So now let's bring Claude to the party. Claude was supposed to be at the party, but like what he was doing was just screaming nonsense. So let's bring Claude to the party. Let's show him what we did. So he can be like, "What?" And be like, "Yeah, bro. I'm kind of smart too. I'm kind of smart too." Let's bring Claude to the party. Boom. I have one more idea. Review the following. What do we do? We updated the premium from we updated the premium min and max from 0.03 0.44 to hold on 0.02 to 0.58. These are just obligatory numbers that I just pulled. I'm not gonna hold you. So where did you get these from, bro? I'm just trying shit. There's no rhyme or reason. I just tried a number. That's all it is. Sometimes the number works, sometimes the number doesn't. If I see this number work before in the past, I may just pull it again. Review the results and let's discuss. Review the results and let's discuss. Review the results and yeah, man, I'm gonna have my own party. Y'all see what time it is? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe you see me. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna let the work. I'm gonna let the work talk for itself. We're gonna let the work talk for itself, cause y'all see this great work we're doing. Y'all see this great work we're doing. Compare new to old parms. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, give me some great news. We need some great news. Okay, you're checking it. You say you want a deep dive. Yeah, bruh. I got brains. You thought you was the only one that could try some shit and be like, oh, guess what you did? No, I got brain. Fuck you need. I went to college. I got an education. I'm just saying. It ain't the only one, right? It ain't the only one. I be in my Duffy too. Sometimes that Duffy comes out blank. I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes that Duffy hit. Old, new, 1000% percentage point, PP percentage point change. 92 trades, same amount of trades. Average trade, we went up. Best trade, we went up. Worst trade, it got worse. Multiple contracts. At 25. Okay. I got you. Higher premiums equal more profit per contract. Account grows faster. It hit the 500 threshold sooner. Once above 500 threshold, buys 4 to 12 contracts versus 1 to 10 before. What actually improved was the 44 average range was 22% higher. Buying slightly pricier option contracts were more profitable. Potential. Profit per winner increased. Compounding effect, right? The downside is the bigger losses, yes. The net effect is a risk reward, is that the old strategy is conservative, the new strategy is aggressive and explosive. Bigger wins, bigger losses. Result is 3.6% better. I still think we can get a little bit better. I still think, bitch, I know. This would have capped at 21, but profited. This aggressive premium is working brilliantly. Bro, get off. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, guy. Let's go ahead and save our. Let's save it. 2024 V. What is this? V like 6, V6. Premium. Updates. Premium. Updates. Min and max. Move these to 2024. All right, so that's going to get done. Let's check what's next. What's the next thing we can do? What's the next thing we can do? Because we got big brains over here, bruh. What's the next thing we can do? This has been staring at me. When I say staring at me, all right. All right, what I'm going to try. Let me try this. So I'm going to say V12. Delta min max increase, or only max increase from 0.44 to point. Y'all saw we just tried 0.58. Let's try 0.58 over here. Let me do 0.68. Let's just be different. I pump faked you. 0.68. Let's see results. Keep everything else the same. Keep everything else the same. Beautiful. Keep everything else the same. Let's run our strategy. Let's see our strategy. Let's tell them we got big brains. Ha! What are we doing? New training high. And then let's see what's goody. Let's see what's goody. So I'm taking bets. What are we saying? Are we saying over or under? Over or under? I'm going to place a parity. I want to place the same. Fuck it. I'm aggressive. Over. 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 Let's see what we screaming. Let's see what we screaming. I'm saying it's over. It got to be over to 486. Right? So I'm saying over. Over, bruh. Watch. Watch. Right now we at 352. We're oscillating between 350, 320, and 350. Watch, bruh. I told y'all over. I told y'all over. I told y'all over. I told you over. Oh, shit. Just under. Just under. Just under. Just under. So whoever took the under, congratulations. Whoever took the under, congratulations. Damn, they blowing that ass. That's crazy. I did not expect Boston to be up 17 on Cleveland. I ain't gonna hold you. Cleveland is who we think they are, man. They are always. I'm still over, bro. I'm still over. That's how much I believe in my strategy. I'm still over. What are we taking? We saying over or under? Validation high. Are we saying over or under? I bet we hit. That's how much I stand on mine, homie. And y'all can see, man, $17, $10, $6, oh, 45. Excuse me. We just crossed 1,000. I'm still saying over. I'm gonna stand on mine, homie. I'm gonna stand on mine, homie. We're at 1178 right now. So we gotta get 1,500. Let's see if we hit it. We hit 1500. We hit 15. I told you it was over, man. That's weird, though. I dropped you there. Yes, I did. I'm smart. I told you it was going to be over. That's weird. I got to investigate why. Um, I got to investigate why. Review and let's look into this. We increased the delta. What was that? We increased the delta, increased the target delta max from 0.44 to 0.68. Now I told you I'd just be trying shit, bro. So y'all say, oh, where did you get the, bro? I just picked a number. I tried 58. I'm gonna try 68. All right, review and let's discuss. Really look into this to find out why it got better in a sense. If it did. We know it did, but I don't want to let it jump to conclusions. All right. Y'all see this great work we doing? Bump, bump. Y'all see this great work we doing? Y'all getting all the sauce too, man. See, you know what I love about streaming on YouTube is usually about this time. Oh, snap. What the hell? It just got super blurry. Bro, I was just about to give you a compliment too. What the heck just happened? Is this a me thing? Bro, is it? Okay. As soon as I want to give you a compliment, you want to act out like you got no sense, like you got no home training. Act like you got some home training, man. Act like you got some home training, partner. I thought it was. I think this is maybe it's. I don't know. I just did a quality check and it was fine. Should I do another little quality check? All right, we are final verdict, not snap, crackle, pop, homie. Question mark. If the max delta, did any trades use the greater than 0.44? Answer is no. No trades use the 0.44. Max delta was 0.3, still well below the 0.44 cap. So what actually improved? The improvement came from shifting the average higher, not using the extreme values. The average delta increased 20%. So the options are now 20% closer to the money, more responsive to SPY moves. So the average premium increased 26%. So paying almost 9 cents more per contract, but getting better position options. The multi contract exploded to 333%. Right? Old, new, perfect. We have 100 miles per hour. That's funny. Average speed was 70. Think of this like this speed limit analogy. Old was 65 miles per hour. Average speed was 60. The new is 100 miles per hour max. The average speed is 70. Key insight that raising the ceiling to 0.68 didn't make trades use a 0.68 delta. It just made the average delta shift from point. Really? What if I do 0.78? All right, I'm gonna try 0.78, and then I'm testing on 2023. Cause again, we're not trying to overfit. Let's move our data over real quick. V, what is you? 7, 2024. What is this? Max, delta, target, increase. So let's look at this, homie. He thought he was the only big brain, bruh. He thought he was the only one that could really do some shit, bruh. Let me do 0.88. Does that? Yeah, I just want to try one thing at a time. Oh, 2023. So 2024. Let's do 2023. Beautiful. Where's 2020? 2023. Okay. While I'm running the back tests, I need you to update for what we found. While we are running another back test update with what we learned. Jit gonna be geeked. Jit gonna be geeked. All right, let's run our back test now. What y'all think? What is this? V13 even higher. Target max delta from 0.68 to 0.88. Update my law though, bruh. New training high. Let's see what it's screaming. Let's see. We're trying to beat 481. Over. My bet's already in. My bet's already. It should have been in before we started. I give you that, but my bet's in. It's over. It's over. I'm confident in that, and I'm standing on that. I stand on mine. Let's see. Looking kind of dry right now. It's at 275. I don't know. I'm looking for north of 4. Oh, this is 2023. I don't have a framework for 2023. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this is 2023. So this is like brand new for us. Oh. This is 2023. So like I don't know. Okay. 2023. What is the new high? 410. Okay. I still gotta go run 2024 real quick. But I just wanted to run 2023. And then let's say new validation high. What's that screaming? Oh, we got a new update. Bro, we just did an update though. That's crazy, cursor. We just did an update like 2 seconds ago, then another one just populated. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I'm gonna save that. I wanna finish our work and then yeah, I'm gonna save that. Again, I have no reference point because this is 2023 before I was running it in 2024. So we just dropped our strategy in 2023. I'm trying to see what it's screaming. It just passed 750. Let's see if we can cross 1,000. All right, the strategy is over 1,000. It's over 1,500. Let's see if we cross 2,000. Cross 2,000. Cross 2,000. Do it. Do it. Okay, 2012. That's funny. Sharp ratio, even better. Win rate, even better. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Y'all see this? 2,000 in 6 months, starting at $100. Starting at the bottom, now we here. The Sharp ratio damn near quadrupled. Win rate got 20% better. ROI got damn near 2-3 times better. Hey, we may have found something. We may have fell forward. Don't you like when you do that? Sometimes you gotta fell forward. I think that's what we did here. Fucked around and fell forward. We ran it on 2023. Review and let's discuss before we run on 24. Yeah, I want to run it on 24. I'm interested to see now. I'm interested to see now. I'm going to put V12.2 2024. So y'all know what I'm screaming. Oh, so Cleveland said I got some fight in me. I got some fight in me. Cleveland said I got some fight in me. Man, y'all getting great stuff right now. Y'all are getting great stuff right now. Like, if I was watching this, I would just be taking notes and sopping this up. Like, y'all are getting great stuff right now, homie. And I ain't just patting myself on the back. Like, no, I'm not. It's not me. It's y'all. I'm feeding off the energy. It's not me, man. It's a collective. Bro, you can't. I never understood how you're a professional basketball player. Like, that pro and the professional, they come together, right? So, in essence, you're supposed to be able to make free throws. So, when these cats be missing these free throws, I'm like, what? Reject. Overfitting diagnosis. Lucky period? Bro, stop trying me. Now you want to say it's luck? That's crazy. 1 minute you were saying it's brilliant. Now you saying it's luck. Bro, I bet you if you did it, you would have been like, oh, guess what I did? I'm just going, whatever. Never understood how Derek White could consistently make threes. I'm talking about, like, consistently. Boom. Whatever. Critical insight is delta 0.008. Boom. Validation. Red flags, multiple overfitting indicators. 6.9% better than training. This violates the fundamental ML principle. The violation should be worse or similar to the training, not 7 times better. I just can't do better, bitch. What? Excuse me, 22 percentage points better. I just can't be better, bruh. Extraordinarily high suggests either a lucky market period for November, December, overfitting to specific conditions. That's what I'm not doing. Data snooping bias. I just can't be better. Growth period from 500 to 2,200 in 2.5 months. This is compounding on steroids. If market cooperates, exponential growth. If not, catastrophic losses. Delta analysis, no high delta used. The new delta, nowhere near the 0.88. Key findings is that the delta max didn't enable extreme delta trading. The improvement may be from the lucky market conditions. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you just can't give me my roses, man. You can't keep my flowers. Be like, bro, you did something. No, you overfitted. No, it could be hot, bro. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. let me let me let's go ahead and get our folder right. What is this? 2023 V5. 2023 V5. Um what is it? Max delta target increase. Boom. And then let's go to my back test. 2023. Bruh, you should be doing the work. I said this is coding with AI, not coding with creative. Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still know how to code, not X. But sometimes you want to automate the shit as much as possible, bruh. Should I update it before I run it? No, let me just run it real quick. Let me just run it so I can shut shit up. Let's just make sure we run it on. All right, it's 24. I'm gonna run it so I can shut shit up. I'm gonna still go over. New training high. I'm gonna still catch my over. Watch. Still catch my over. I'm gonna still catch my over, y'all. I'm gonna still catch my over. Hold on. I told you I'm gonna still catch my over. I thought I was capped. It's at 352 right now, and I'm in May. I'm gonna still catch my over. Watch. I'm gonna still catch my over. Bet. I'm just under. I'm 481.21. That's identical, bro. Really? That's identical. Identical results. 481.21. I'm gonna still catch my over. Over being 1400. New validation. Validation. I know it's spelled wrong. Stop being a dick. Did I paste it here? Yes, I did. So you got it. I'm still catch my over. Watch. I'm still catch my over. I'm gonna still catch my over. NBA Cup. I feel like, bro, the season just. But hey, that's what y'all want. This little mid-season bullshit tournament. How do y'all feel about that? I'm still. I don't know. For me, the jury's still out. You know, I'm not. I don't got a choice on it yet. For me, the jury is still out. All right. What is it? I told y'all was. What was it? 1600. Damn, it's under. It's under, homie. No. Same. So it didn't do anything. It just kept the results the same. Sharp over 70%. Bro, I just kept it the same. Hold on. So it's going to compact. While it's compacting, I'm going to go grab me some agua. Review and let's discuss. It's going to compact, right? Because it's at 1. So while it's compacting, me and go grab some agua. All right. Be right back. it would need me to press enter before I do it. So while I'm waiting on this, I noticed on the mobile, y'all can't really see it, so I'm just gonna make it like super zoomed in, even though that kind of hurts my eyes. Let's find a happy medium. That's fine. So I'm just gonna take a little tangent real quick. There's something I seen, and I just wanna hold on. Um, there's something I seen. Zero chance to break. Okay. All right. There was a claim that was made that the Patriots are trying to get him, bruh. If they do, bruh. So I just wanted to check that claim. That's it. I just wanted a little spot check on that claim. That's it. All right, it's a 10-point lead. It went from like what, like an 18, 17-point lead to a 10-point lead with 420 left. It is the C's and the Cavs. I don't let Peyton Pritchard. All right, bet it compacted a lot quicker. Let's check our levels real quick. Just make sure we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I really don't use Opus that much. I'm more so a 4.5, and I haven't been running into any limits. Reject 0.88. Why rejected? 4 times massive. 4 times training gap is massive red flag. Think of it like studying for a test. If someone scores 48 on the practice test, then scored 160 on the real test, they didn't suddenly get smarter. They got lucky or the test got easier. Same here. No trades actually used the delta of V68 in version 11, yet the V11 performance was 3.4 times better than version 10 in 2024. This means that the improvement has nothing to do with the delta changes itself. The wider delta ceiling isn't creating new trading opportunities, it's letting the backtest capture a lucky period of 2024 when momentum signals were exceptionally well. When you test H1 in 2024, those same trades fell, hence the 4 times gap. The pattern across both years is 6.5. Training validation is better than training. Both tests shows that the second half of the year is magically better. This suggests that H2 is favorable market period conditions for this strategy, not the 0.88 decimal. Keep the 0.68. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Georgia, Florida, Texas, Vandy. That's not going to be an easy one for Texas. And then, Tennessee, Oklahoma is going to be a good one. So that's going to be a couple good games. Who does Miami play? I know. I'm off right now. We play SMU. Oh, that's going to be a good game at SMU at 12. That's going to be a good game. That's gonna be a real good game. Oh, Theta Data is where I get my data. I'm not sponsored by Theta Data, but hey, if y'all want to sponsor me, what up, though? But I'm not sponsored by them. Theta Data bar chart, IBKR. But Theta Data is mainly where we get our option data from. I said I want to try. What do I want to try? What do I want to try? What do I want to try? Okay, we'll put it back to 0.68. You can have that. We keep it at 0.58. Y'all just can't hit a shot right now. I think, you know what? I'm just going to accept this. Instead of trying to get these explosive moves, this could be like we consistently eat with this strategy. This makes no sense. I need to improve. If anything, I want to improve the stop loss. If anything, I want to see, let's do 2024. Let me try on Remember, I have multiple. Let's try it on COVID year, and let's see the performance. 20. Let's test it on COVID year, and then let's gauge the performance. This is on 0.68. 2020. All right, bet you're running it on 2020. What is this? Um, V8, delta, target, increase. 2024. Oh, the back test is running. Remember, we're running it on COVID year. The first we're at 79% win rate, 277, 43 trades. All right, let me just run it. I just want to gauge right now. I'm running it on 2020. Never ran it on 2020 before, so I'm running it on 2020 to be able to gauge the performance. You know what I should have copied? I should have copied the whatever I didn't. It's gonna have to do the work. It's fine. I want to show you how it's gonna do the work. Ooh, 67 trades, 300. It's not bad. It ain't 74% win rate, 67 trades. I mean, it ain't like mind blowing, but I mean, this is okay. All right. All right. We ran it on 2020. Review and advise. Uh, 2020. 29 winners, 14 losers. Best trade was $22. 51 winners, 16 losers. Best trade was $22.50. Even in 2020, we would have made 177%. 2020 is the only year where Delta 0.88 shows a balanced performance. It was 0.68. 2022 and 24 overfitting. Recommendation reject, keep, and 2020 results doesn't override the clear overfitting pattern in your actual test. Okay. I think with this little strategy here, I think I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm not going to overdo it. Um, the strategy is able to have this little wins, right? And that's what scalping is. Scalping is being able to have its little wins. I mean, we have our strategy, a strategy that does explosive wins. So this one being able to do its little wins here and there. I'm fine with this. So, all right, now we need a bot. Do I want to update? Let me just install this real quick. So I can just have it installed. Hold on. Let me just install the update. The update before it introduced what? Cursor 2.0, being able just to have AI agents do different things. Nothing that big. Let me see what this. And again, that update was just like at 5 o'clock, maybe 4 or 5 hours to go. So now we're running a new update. You don't need to see that part. This is what we're working on. Where are we? We are here. All right, perfect. Um, all right. Oh, they back to blowing that shit out. All right, let's get back to where we were. All right, so we are good with this little strategy here. What I'm going to do is just bring in an example of a bot. What was that? Was that QQQ? Was that hold on. Let me open up our main folder. Oh, that was QQQ we just did. Oh, that was QQQ I finished. So let me bring in a reference for our little bot here. Which one do I want to use? I'll use Mini Bear. That's fine. Let's use Mini Bear. Perfect. Again, I'm bringing in a reference so we can actually create our bot now. Um, and then hybrid tracker. What we also need is IBKR, because that's what we use to be able to make it work. We're also going to need is alpaca. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right, beautiful. All right, what I want to do, let's organize our data. All right, hold on. I'm just organizing before we actually build the bot. Give me a second. Move and need to create the 2020 folder here. V1 2020 baseline. All right. First, you need to read this. Should I get, yeah, let's go ahead and get IBKR open real quick. So, uh, give me a second. Open up IBKR. Thank you. I appreciate your creative guy. Faith leads 28. Creative guy. Faith leads 28. All right, IBKR is up. All right. I just finished up my notes. Faith is what we need and faith is what we have. All right, read this. And then I need you to. Oh, I didn't break it. Oh, there's Mini Bear. There's Mini Bear. Perfect. And then. Did I give you the. No, I didn't. I should have just copied that too. All right, so that's good. Now review the following. Review the following reference for the bots we need to create for the scalper here. Now, once you understand how to use IBKR and the reference bots, let's lay out the plan here. Bum, 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 bum. We're doing. Hold on. All right. Based on IBKR infrastructure and the reference bot, the mini bear, lotto bot, here's the plan. 2 minimum, and then the delta shift, the premium, the exits, files we needed to create, Bel Air baby bot, specifics. Nice. Oh, it's because IBKR, bruh. Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. I just noticed something. This little glaring thing. All right, 1 second. Um, options require closing. Um, closing all positions, and we cannot have partial exits. Let's double check and make sure it is closing all and not partial fills. Now you want to spaz. I closed it. I'm not doing that much. All right, hold on. Now you want to spaz. Who? Who? Bruh, come on. Calm down. Calm down. And tomorrow I want to do like a completely different strategy with NVIDIA. Hold on. Confirm it's all or nothing strategy. You're absolutely right. The backtest code confirms it for the time threshold. Take profit. Okay. Exit logic. First TP. Close the entire position, not partial. 3 TP levels. 3 chances to exit at profit. Whichever hits first. Close all contracts. Multiple TP targets, but a single exit all contract. Close all. Close call. Close all. So the TP gives more chances for the exit profitability, but not partial fills. Shall I proceed with the corrected implementation plan? All right. All right. Let's proceed to create Bel Air baby bot.py. After each step, make sure to test without the use of mocks to ensure properly working. Um, oh, we need VIX. No cache function. Make sure to use the same type of functions slash methods used to get VIX like it is in mini bear bot. Let's get this done. Y'all doing the old game? Oh, this is gonna be a nice one. I'm not gonna hold you. This is gonna be a nice game. Damn, no Anthony Edwards. I wanted to watch this game for Ant-Man. I mean, I guess. All right, let's look at our code. Let's look at our code. While it's testing, I'm going to put some eyeballs on it and just make sure we're Gucci. Base risk. Okay. Y'all going to see like 5 bots going tomorrow. This is going to be fantastic. And I'm going to be able to kind of pressure stress test the system to see how well it works. So with multiple bots running at the same time. So this is going to be cool. Okay. Oh, you still do got Julius Edwards. That's funny. Oh, they're wearing the old school joints. They're wearing the old school joints. You know, I'm gonna get up so I can test it as soon as it's done. Is our terminal. You know, I'm gonna make view bigger, a bit bigger. Okay, come on, almost there. Almost there, and then let's do maybe one more. There you go. That should be a lot exaggerative, so y'all can see that. Open up our Conda environment. Remember what a Conda environment is the garage for everything that we need in order to run our bot. Then I'm going to install everything we need. Not everything is installed. Let me give you an example. Let's say if I run it to run, oh, it's all right. Watch this. If I run it to run our mini bear, I thought so. I thought so. Just give me a second. Let me just open up. No, matter of fact, let me just wait until the real one is done because I don't want to fold. All right, while that's waiting, let me just open up another window real quick so I can show y'all what I'm screaming. Um, view bigger. Come on, almost there. All right, that should be exaggerative enough where y'all should be able to see. Open up the Conda environment. Oh, here we go. You just finished. As soon as I'm about to go show it, you finish. Which one? Let's come here. Okay, CD, so I can get into the folder. Let's get into the folder. Perfect. Now I'm in the folder. Let's run it so we can make sure you're Gucci. You don't have the lotto config. What are you talking about? You shouldn't need the lotto config. What are you talking about, the lotto config? Oh, config is here. Um, Bella baby. So why are you tripping? It ain't working for me, homie. We ran and got this error. Let's fix and run it in the Conda environment. Bro, I'm like, I'm barely doing anything. All right. All right. Okay. Got you. Got you. Got you. So please fix that. And then once you fix that, this should be able to work. All right. Okay, we got our bot. We got our bot. 9:30, 11:44. Delta ranges, our TP. All right. Our bot is working, baby. Our bot is working. Now I can run this tomorrow live. So let me go ahead and stop it. So as you can see, we have our trading bot that we're going to run live for you all tomorrow. So let me go ahead and stop it. So we're done with it right now. So you can stop tripping. You can stop tripping. I know what I said. Thank you. You can come over here. Our bot is done. We made the bot. We ready to go. I said all right, beautiful. All right, people. So you see it. We went from back tests to creating the bot. We're going to be running our bot live tomorrow. It's going to be great. If you all have any questions in the interim, you can definitely ask me. It's your boy Creative. We created something great. I told y'all I was excited about this. So tomorrow we're going to be running the bot live. Again, for the first 45 minutes to an hour, I probably won't be saying anything much, just watching the bots go live because there's a couple we need to be able to paper test. So we're going to be watching the bots live, and I really do appreciate you all joining us tonight to be able to get this done. If you do have any questions, please let me know. It's your boy Creative. We created something great. We went from the back test. We validated our back test. I wasn't trying to push too much. We have a scalping bot that does what we need. Tomorrow I'm going to create something else, right? I need to create an AI agent that can, like, whenever we're running our bot. So that's what I'm going to create. Tomorrow I'm going to create an AI agent that is able to real-time QA and then modify and adjust just in case we need our bots. And maybe we'll make this multi-agent, multi-module, meaning bringing in multiple LLMs, large language models, whether it be OpenAI, Anthropic. I may use Gemini, right? I don't know. Let's see how we feel tomorrow. But nonetheless, man, listen, I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Creative. We did something great. Give yourselves a round of applause for joining us tonight and being able to see the process. The bot is ready for paper testing tomorrow. And again, what paper testing is, just so we can have a quick refresher, we back tested it. So the strategy is ready to go and it's done. Hold on. I know I have it. Remember, back testing, we dropped the strategy in a time machine, and we wanted to see how our strategy did on historical data. Fantastic. Now we're going to drop it on present data and being able to test with paper money, right? So that's what we just finished creating our bot. We use Cursor, i.e. an AI agent, to be able to help us get this done. Listen, it's your boy Creative. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. If you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them, and I will answer.